we did the synopsis. Read about the guidelines for Screen Australia to do how to do a script properly, the types of characters, and the 3 ways of doing making a protagonist. The trickster. The trickster, shadow trickster. Monologue. Arc.
Did you say menu log?
No, I said mentor.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, mentor, trickster, shadow. I think it was actor.
That's a good
story. That character, the types of characters are a trickster is a trickster is a person who does. Okay, someone like a good example like the Robin in like a Batman psychic, like a psychic type, but that's a trickster, and a shadow is a a shadow is a type of person like an evil like example of one is like the Joker being a more like a villain, dark-sided, that character type. Oh, and goal. No, is isn't it? Oh no, the plot that resonates to the character's story. Week 2 during class, I did was simply so we had to do a synopsis, which it was only draft 1, so not much. But plus we had to do a log line as well, which we learnt about, but I don't. Some people, So the feedback was that I had too much. It was too long. It was like a long synopsis, which should have been a short. And I had 2 stories in one. One was about the bus stop and the online, and then a separate about the boy at the bus stop, but also being online, which was not great in that regard. So I had to cut. So I cut that out completely because there was no point to it, and made no sense having it. So got rid of it, and having the boy at the bus stop, having a story like Groundhog Day style, like happening over 2 to 3 day period, which is it's a narrative where it happened, life, same thing happens each day, but same thing happens, but differently. I got was the reflection. No, was about had good rejection to the characters and how the story felt. Too long.
What was this?
Scarlett they both had to, in the end, became friends and and then catch the bus in the end. So by having a nice, happy ending to a not so joyful story.
No.
Post class, so for post class, we have to do reflection. By knowing all this, it gets you learn how to get to the point, not take feedback, and taking feedback from other people is great in that most of the time their feedback is helpful in making your story better, making your work better or better in some way. If it's small or little, but by doing that, you learn how to from criticisms to take feedback, to think about it, and then know, and also by knowing the procedures of or what the characters are and things, it help for me it would if to make another story or someone else doing it, it makes it more straight to the point, knowing how to do it properly if you have a good structure.
Alright, and that's a wrap. Suggestion.